Okay, so unexpectedly, this is a unique note because my friend Puccini has just decided to jump on my shoulder. Well, he does that once in a while, but he's doing it rarely because he's not such a keen flyer. In that he's clumsier. He's bigger than his friend there, and so he likes to act like a terrestrial animal. He inside he's very often on the ground, looking for things to destroy. So Daniel and the Arabian Nights, as I said, we arranged it, we did it, we shared the money. Maybe I'll get a call from the Secret Service asking me what was I doing, uh, how many years is this. So I was about Chifach. He's not, you see what I was telling you, he's not on his own, he's not really able to fly where he wants to. It seems he wants to go somewhere, but he's more of a walker than a flyer. Plus, I was reading that there are some eagles, or maybe vultures in Chile, or was on BBC, which are extraordinarily big. This guy has 1.1 or 2, 2 kilos. The other one has one, a little smaller and more agile. But the vulture with 13 or 15 kilos maybe is a challenge to lift from the ground. And researchers have discovered that 99% of the time when he's flying, he's using just the wings. He's not moving. He's using the currents or something. So that will be the case for him. He will spread his wings, which are really big. Maybe he will spread them again. Hai, ce vrei? Vrei de nou? Ce vrei? Ce vrei, mă, nebunica lui tati, mă? And we'll just float on the air. Okay. So with that, we started sort of a camaraderie. It's difficult to name it friendship because maybe you will see there are some elements which talk of a bond, some which talk of a competition, some things I did, some attitude he had maybe, and some envy maybe on my behalf at one point, maybe a little bit from his side, some remorse justified. I will get into that soon, inshallah, if I don't get distracted as I usually do. So let's have the other boy in the frame. Another thing he wants is to get there, but there's not enough room. It's perched on. Hai, mă, băiatule, nu mă nebuni. So yeah, we would work together in a next in a few instances, and covering some interesting areas. Once the communist regime would fall. But I'm getting ahead. Well, let me mention that and return. For instance, we would both travel, even if separately, to Germany and other places. And I remember that was an argument. I was collaborating with my present day business partner, and we had some in mind, some some deodorant, some other things to bring from Germany. I would put out the money, and Socrates had the idea, logistics. He would put them in the consignația in Slobozia or wherever, and he would. Băi, ce faci acolo? Do the groundwork. And in this instance, without the details, Daniel was traveling to Germany with the car he bought. We both bought some cars. He was luckier. I will get to this later because I'm to finish, let's say, with the Daniel side of the narrative. I'm moving ahead in time, and then eventually, hopefully, I will return to the time and place where I left the story. If that works, we'll see. It doesn't work anyway, so why not try various blind alleys or good alleys? There was an argument over this because he brought in the cream for women, the deodorant and whatever else, but he asked too much for the transportation fee, or that's how I remember. He argued with Socrates more. I mean, I was also in this, but my business sense didn't seem to shine then, now, or ever. So I don't know exactly what was all that about. But that was a moment of disputation between the two camps, let's say. And there'll be some others. I mean, it wasn't really wild. I mean, he surely had another argument. Yeah, but you asked about the same or something when I wanted you to, or you couldn't, or you didn't bring me when I, or something. So there were arguments on both sides, and it was we moved on. We were cool-headed people, or they were, since I wasn't really so much into this, participating so much in that. So that was one moment which came to mind. But let's come back to what I did. So I'm not sure how much I mentioned Nicole. As I said, there's an issue here between what I put in writing on the blog and what I tell in my own voice here. Briefly, Nikki was one of the most resplendent women. She would be, in some ways, more attractive, more interesting, more out of this world than the beauty queen I would talk about later. I mean, I already did. I'm far advanced in writing into that, in writing on the blog. This is something else, a little different maybe here. No, I don't think I mentioned as a storytelling here. So let's split from the Daniel and take a side turn here and speak of Nikki. No, Nicole, I'm sorry. Nikki's next, as it happens, coincidence. Nicole. I was a tour guide in Calimana și Caciulata with Israelis. I would also have to travel to Govora and Olănești, the other two resorts in there, taking the bus and paying some visits and paying maybe some invoices, some expenses there for some of the Israeli clients. And interesting, I remember somebody was found dead, suicide, thrown himself into the old river was was there, passing through this place, Caciulata. The hotel, in fact, was right on the edge of the river. Interesting, beautiful setting. I felt very good there. That was one paradox, because as it is, it's boring. It's a spa for old people. Oh, let's stay in the sun. In fact, if we're doing this, let's do two things at the same time: some sunbathing and this. Not much, if anything, to do. But then it's something in the air. That's one thing. It's for sure. I felt great. I should consider going back again, if it weren't for these pains. These two guys that keep one stuck because you can't take them with you. We did take the dogs. But last time we did that, maybe 10 years ago or so, Noel got poisoned. They threw rat poison around to kill rats, and didn't care about stray dogs. Maybe they had those in mind too. And just as he was a little out of the hotel, in a small place near, otherwise it was very unlucky, because we took our walks into the forest, where they don't put them for most of it. I mean, we spent 3-4 hours maybe in the forest with the dogs, and a few minutes near the hotel. And in those few minutes, he was nearly killed. Noel. The Russian hound, Borzoi. But in Caciulata, I met Nicole. Phenomenal woman, fantastic. Slim, glorious, vibrant, energetic, joie de vivre, savoir-faire, vivre à fond. Magnificent. Not educated, but it was that special case where it doesn't really matter so much. Well, it's debatable here. It would have been very likely, almost surely, an issue in time. I mean, were us to be married, were I to be the spouse, the husband, would have been a thing for me to read so much. Now I'm just self-deprecating humor, really. It would have created a huge rift. One reading, loving to read so much, and another not really caring to. But then again, maybe she would have changed. I mean, it was just the wild early age. She was just 18 or so. Okay, I'm coming back to that tomorrow.